Hey everyone, welcome back to Late Night Frights. I'm Vanessa, and this week on Late Night Frights is thriller killer theme, which pretty much is just thriller horror movies. So for today's video, I'm going to be reviewing Final Destination. This has a franchise. It has a ton of movies within the franchise, but I'm just going to be reviewing the original Final Destination. Final Destination came out in 2000, and it is a slasher slash thriller. That's what it's labeled on IMDb, but I wouldn't consider this a slasher. I would consider it a thriller. But pretty much, if you don't know the plot of Final Destination, it is such a easy plot that goes on throughout all the films, and none of the films ever have a plot that isn't this one. After a teenager has this vision of a bunch of his friends dying in a plane crash, he prevents the crash by telling his friends, to come out so they could survive. His friends don't believe him at first, but he gets all his friends out of the plane, and then the plane does crash, and pretty much they cheated death. So then death, tries to kill all those people that should have died but survived. So all of the friends, and pretty much they just have to try to find out how to not get, how to not die, so they have to be very careful and stuff like that. And it's a very fun, exciting movie. It's very entertaining, and I really love the Final Destination series. Some of them can be very repetitive, but I do think the way they die is something I do really find interesting because it's different every time. I've never really seen a death that is very, like I've seen it before. So every death is unique, and that's what I do like about the franchise. Even though it's the same plot over again, there's different kills, so I really like it. Some of the cast you have Devon Sawa, Ali Larter, Keira Smith, and I don't know, just to name a few. Pretty much this movie is just, they're trying to survive, and it's a really fun tale and story and a great plot, and it's very action-packed. The kills are very interesting. It's super fast-paced, this movie. I don't think there's a lot of slow parts in it. To talk about the franchise as a whole, they haven't made a new one, I believe, since 2010. I don't even know if that's right, but they haven't made it for a new one for a while. I don't think they should keep making these franchises because there's only so many movies you can make about different kills and like having the same plot. I mean, they try to make it different each time, but it is the same thing pretty much, besides the fact that there's different kills and stuff like that. The acting was fairly okay. It was decent. I didn't really see any, spectacular, oh my god, that was so good moments in the film. Something that I want to point out is that one thing you can sense when a kill is about to happen because they have the very, not dramatic music, but you have a lot of things that you could sense that can go wrong. And you could just sense when a kill is about to happen. So that's something I wanted to mention because I don't know if a lot of people talk about that when they talk about this film, but you could tell when a kill is going to happen, like I've already said numerous times now. Just to put the total of all the 5 films, all of them together in the box office raised over almost $700 million. Just to round that, I don't know what else I can say about this film. It's just a very straightforward film. I do think this is interesting. I think you should check this movie out. It's very, this is definitely not a classic. It's nothing special in my opinion. I do love how there's a bunch of action in the movie. I love the plane scene in the beginning. That kind of stuff really freaks you out because most of this stuff in the movie can happen in real life, more realistic. More deaths are realistic than others, but for the most part, all these can actually happen in real life. Oh, I just wanted to mention I am filming in my living room. I've never filmed a video, I think, for this channel in my living room before, and it could be very distracting, the lighting going so bright onto you, and I just think personally that it could be annoying if the lighting's very bright, but let me know. I mean, I could film more videos in the living room. The only reason I'm filming is because my grandma's not home, and I could film here. Otherwise, you know, she'd be in here, and then I'd have to film somewhere else. And yeah, it's just very bright lighting, so I don't know if you like it or not. Destination is probably my favorite out of the first one out of all of them. 2, I do like the third one a lot. I also really like the 4 and 5. Yeah, 2 doesn't really stick out to me. I don't know why. It's not sticking out right now. Yeah, I'm sure it's really good as well. 1 out of 10, I'd give this movie a 7.5. I'm trying to think of some other things I can say about it, but no, I think I've said everything. It's very straightforward, a very good movie. I love this movie. Like I said, it's different because you don't have a killer in it. There is just death, which is a very weird concept, you know, depending on what you think and what you believe in, I guess. Because some people may think this whole issue, like the whole situation in the story, is completely ridiculous and weird and could never happen in real life. And honestly, I do find it a little hard to believe that if you cheat death, you know, you're gonna die and stuff like that. But I do think the whole concept and how they portrayed it in the movie was very well done and very well executed. I loved how they had this concept, you know, you can't cheat death, and if you're supposed to die, you're supposed to die. And I guess all those people on the plane, it was a matter of a bad time, where and when, not wanting to be there. But yeah, the only issues, like I said, is probably they do have the same plot in every movie, which is, you know, obviously gonna happen in a franchise most of the time. Unlike, you know, like a lot of horror movie franchises, I should say, because there's only so much you can do, like, differently, and it's really, you can't cheat death and stuff like that, and I just love the whole concept of this movie, and I highly recommend you to watch it. And yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and make sure to comment down below what do you think about the Final Destination? What Final Destination film is your favorite out of the franchise? And yeah, I will see you all next week, Friday. I'll be there. I'll be there or be square. Also, let me know if you would like me to film in the living room. I don't know if I want to keep filming here because it's very bright lighting, but I do like it. So make sure to check out everyone else's thriller killer videos because they were really good. And check out everyone else's videos, you know, tomorrow and Sunday. And yeah, bye guys.